just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening. It's Saturday night. It's May 21st and it's 10:03 p.m. Magandang magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. I'm kind of like in a daze kasi as you could tell, especially yung ating mga supporters at listeners and viewers, I am so back in my home base. So magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat and those people watching from Manila or the Philippines. Magandang linggo ng tanghali o ng hapon sa inyo. It's 1 p.m. po. Magandang tanghali sa inyo and those people watching us from different parts of the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Like what I said, I'm back po in my home base. So yun, it was a long overdue, but for some other reasons. But I'll share that with you siguro in the succeeding shows. But for the time being po, live na live tayo ang PHLV Radio on Facebook page. Live na live din po tayo on PHLV Radio YouTube channel. So if you are not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to PHLV Radio YouTube channel. Then live na live din po kami if you're using Alexa. All you have to do is say, Alexa, play PHLV Radio. And doon naman po sa may mga Amazon Fire TV, all you have to do is look for PHLV channel or PHLV Radio channel. And for those listening through audio recording or audio way, it is we are live na live also on audio streaming on different podcasts, namely Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course Apple Podcasts. And like what I've been saying every shows, by 2 other shows, live na well, if you missed any of the shows of PHLV Radio, this show and the other shows, and any other shows of PHLV Radio, no problem whatsoever. And if you're coming in late and you say, oh, gee, I missed a part of the show, no problem and no worries at all. You could easily go back using YouTube channel of PHLV Radio, or you could definitely check out our website at www.phlbradio.com. Yun po ang ating aking maliit na administrative na dapat malaman nyo where to find us kasi hitik na hitik. We're overflowing po with different shows on PHLV Radio that could give you all the varieties and topics that you would be interested, especially for us Filipinos abroad. That being said, ito po, maganda po ang ating medyo mabigat yung ating letter sender. His name po is Bruno. Yun ang ating napiling pangalan para sa kanya because he is a pillar of strength but he has a lot of questions. So before we go to that, again, in some of the next shows or segments of the show in the future, we'll show po yung video ng different things that I've seen during the Philippine election that happened May 9. Makita nyo po that it's really very peaceful. Congratulations to whoever is concerned because it was a very peaceful election that took place, the national elections, or they call it Halalan 2022. And we have a video footage of that. We're just waiting first for the proper proclamation of the winners. Yung iba pong mga positions were already proclaimed, but when we're still waiting for the official proclamation of some other positions that are key and who would be leading, the leaders who would be leading the next 6 years of the Philippines, of its future. That being said, congratulations to the winners. At doon naman po sa medyo hindi pinalad this time, there will be other times and other occasions where you could really, again, run for a public office, and hopefully this time around you would kayo na yung mananalo this time. Okay, sabi nga po, walang natalo kung hindi. This is a good exercise of our rights to vote and to select the next future leaders of the Philippines. Okay, that being said, ito na po. Teka lang, I'll try to log in because I cannot log in po sa aking for some reason I'm not getting my own thing, so I would have there you go. Let me share this to everybody so at least it will be easy. Okay, hold on. Okay, there. Yan po, na-share ko na. Because it's important, a lot of people said, okay, before we do it, our lintik lang, ang walang ganti. Grabe, yung title pa lang. Hindi mo hindi mo alam kung maiinis ka, magagalit ka, o matutuwa ka. So, before anything else, Adele Ordinario. Adele, good evening sa'yo. I'm back. Tapos, sabi niya, welcome back to California. Yes, I just arrived this morning. So, live na tayo ulit sa home base. Okay, tapos, so Adele, this is nice. So hopefully the other listeners and viewers would able to catch up. Kasi nga, ang title natin for this episode is Lintik Lang ang Walang Ganti. Okay, let's start. Hopefully hindi ako mag-freeze because I'm now back in California. Okay. Ito po yung thank you, Adele. Nice to have. I'm glad that I'm back too. Okay, hold on. Let me switch channel. Okay. Ito po yung ating letter sender. I will keep his name as Bruno. Okay. Let me read that to you. Okay. Ito po. Hold on. Okay. Medyo in a daze po ang lolo nyo. Kasi it was a not so easy flight kanina, a lot of turbulence, and we'll discuss that in some other sections or some other shows. Ito po, lintik lang ang walang ganti. Sabi niya, Dear Kuya Jush, good day to you. I wrote to you to express my deepest anger towards people whom I thought were nice people. My name is Bruno, 30 years old po, separated with one child. Kuya Jush, I'm not the nicest person, but I do not take advantage of people. I help so many people whenever they would ask help, especially when it comes to financial. Sabi nga, ATM ako ng bayan. Okay, or ATM po, hindi at the moment, kundi ATM, automatic teller machine. Ngunit bakit ganon? Na in spite ng mga ginawa kong pagtulong, parang wala lang sa kanila. Sa halip na kabutihan, din ang ipinakita sa akin, kagaspangan ang kanilang sukli sa aking mga nagawa. I do not ask for them to return the favor or pay me for all, or pay me. Okay, I do not ask for them to return the favor or pay me. All I want is respect. Parang Anita Franklin to The respect. Alam mo ba, Kuya Jush, hindi lang sa kaibigan ko naranasan ang kagaspangan ng ugali, pati mismo sa pamilya ko. When I help kasi, wagas. Kahit most of the time, ako na ang nahihirapan or na-inconvenient, sige pa rin ako ng tulong ko sa pamilya ko at mga kaibigan. Hindi lang ilang beses ko silang sinalba sa maraming bagay at pagkakataon. I always tell myself, what you sow, you reap. Kung may tinanim, may aanihin. Pero Kuya Jush, parang hindi naman totoo yan. Dahil sobrang dami na ng aking tinanim na kabutihan, pero wala pa ring inaani kundi sama ng loob at hinagpis. nasaan ba ang kasabihang iyan? Hindi ako nanunumbat o palasumbat pero sobra na, tama na. I'm going through a lot of challenges because of this pandemic that is still lingering over us these days. Kuya Josh, I feel getting even. I feel like getting even to those who hurt me. Gusto kong gumanti sa mga pahirap at mga kagaspangang ginagawa at ginawa sa akin. Bakit maraming taong gustong makita at masaya sa pagbaksak ng kapwa? Bakit ginaganito nila ako? Panay ang dasal ko naman kay Lord na alisin ang feelings of resentment and vengeance sa puso ko. Minsan, nagtatanong ako kung bakit ba ang Minsan nagtatanong ako kung tama pa ba na tumulong ako. Siguro mas okay na magwalang bahala na lang ako sa mga taong nagpapatulong sa akin kung ganito rin naman pala ang mapapala ko. Sama ng loob at damdamin at paninikip ng dibdib. Dapat siguro magtengang kawali na lang ako sa mga hiling nila. Kuya Josh, bakit dami kong sigurong tanong I kept asking myself, ako lang ba ang nagtatanong at dumaranas ng ganito? Kasalanan bang magtanim ng matinding sama ng loob at magsaming lintik lang ang walang ganti? Nakakapagod din na pala makarinig ng mga haka-haka o mga kwentong galing sa mga taong nakapaligid sa iyo. Lalo na kapag kino-question ang reason o rason kung bakit ka tumutulong at bakit ka tumulong. Masakit marinig ang maling kwento lalo na kung mula ito sa kapamilya, kaibigan o mga taong wala namang alam tungkol sa buhay mo. Katawa nga minsan na pag hindi ka tumulong ang sama mong tao, pero pag tumulong ka din, masama ang intensyon mo. Saan ka ba talaga lulugar, di ba? Pwede bang tumulong ka dahil obligasyon to bilang tao? Pwede bang maging masaya na lang sila na may taong sadyang matulungin? Kuya Josh, maraming salamat for the time you and the radio show gave my letter. I hope hindi ako nag-iisa sa mga tanong ko sa buhay. More power sa radio show, isang masugid na tagapanood, Bruno. Yon, Bruno. Ako, medyo interesting to Okay. Si Cha Marcos is watching, Gina Marcos is watching, Alexander Francisco is watching. O yun, ako mga kwentong ito, mga tanong ng puso at maraming pinagdadaanan si Bruno lalo na raw sa mga panahong ito. So mga listeners, lalo na sa mga viewers, what do you think? Ano bang sa palagay niyo ang dapat sabi kasi ni Bruno, 30 years old siya, separated, hindi naman niya nabanggit kung bakit siya separated. Pero marami siyang kinikimkim na mga feelings of resentment, sabi nga niya, at parang marami siyang natutulungan at tinutulungan. But yung mga people who happen to be around him, family members siguro, and then friends and people around him would magkukwento o may mga bagay-bagay na parang hindi sang-ayon o hindi magandang sinasabi tungkol sa kanya. And it's really hurting him. Lalo na sabi nga niya, matulungin naman siya, minsan na-inconvenient na siya. And alam ko marami sa atin ang parang ganyan o may ganyan rin ang pinagdadaanan. Kasi di ba in life naman, we have a lot of people who would ask help from us, whether financial or just a listening ear. And of course, even I experience that sometimes that as much as you have good intention, minsan makakarinig ka pa ng hindi maganda. So, yung kay Bruno, siguro sabi nga niya kung siya lang, if he's the only person going through that pain, all I could say is based on my own feelings and friends around me as well and family members, Bruno, hindi unique yung pagtatanong mo. It is always good to question. Hindi naman masama na magtanong. Ang point ko lang, ito yung advice ko sa'yo, I believe kasi in life that we encounter people on our daily life. We encounter people, sabi nga, and this is what I know and what I'll share with you, there are people who would be passing through our lives to give us lessons. Some people naman to inspire us. And some people naman talagang just to test kung saan ka yung point of yung kaya mo lang talagang tiisin. So you always, I go back kasi sa prayer, you always find time to discern or to pray for discernment, because as we age, as we mature, we encounter people, some are blessings, some are cursed, but at the end of the day, it makes you a well-rounded person. It makes you a better person. And some people will push you or will inspire you to be the better or the best version of yourself. So yun ang sa tingin ko. Of course, the other listeners and viewers can also make a comment. Now, yung namang sabi mo gusto mong gumanti, I go through that too. And I know I just was talking to a friend in Manila about yung ganti-ganti na yan. Kasi minsan talaga, sabi mo nga, sobra na, tama na. But I always put in your heart, ito siguro yung advice ko sa iyo, di ba there's this passage in the good book, the Bible, na vengeance is mine, says the Lord. Kailan, like, I think napag-usapan natin before, like you said, you listen and you watch either the show live or you watch it on replay. My sentiments to you would be, tiis-tiis lang. Sabi nga, di ba? There's this thing that I read na, sabi nga, don't put vengeance in your hands. Sometimes if you're so good, the good Lord will allow you to watch the karma that will happen to the people who's hurting you. So that's how I feel about yung sa scenario mo. Now, yung mga tanong mo, I will try to answer that. Kung masama bang tumulong? Hindi. Depende kasi. When you help with an open heart. Huwag kang tumulong o huwag tayong tumulong with strings attached. Tama yung sinabi mo, hindi ka naman pala sumbat, hindi ka nanunumbat. And that's good. I think it's a good, I would say it's a good behavior that when you help, no strings attached. You just help because it's the right thing to do. It is the proper way to do. It's the best way to do. Sabi mo nga, parang you're looking for respect. You know, sometimes huwag ka na mag-ask, Bruno, ng mga bagay na hindi kayang ibigay ng ibang tao. I would refer you to Matthew 6, verse 1 to 4. Again, Matthew 6, 1 to 4. Sometimes when you help daw, according to the Bible, it is best that you are helping not to be uplifted by people, but what is most important is yung reward mo sa Heavenly Father. Again, I'm not preaching, pero ito yung ginagawa ko for me when I help. First, don't put it in any list. It is important when you help with an open heart. You help dahil yun ang nagpapaligaya sa'yo. Not because kailangan mong gawin o kailangan mong i-please o kailangan matuwa yung tao sa'yo. It is not that important for people around you to please you. What is important, it's what you're doing, helping people, helping others, is because you felt it is in your heart to help. Okay, sabi ni Juliet Marcos, hello Juliet, wag pong masyadong mabait sa pagtulong. Baka sa bandang huli, ikaw ang maghirap, wala kang maaasahan. Dahil sa panahon ngayon, kadalasan ikaw ang tumutulong, ikaw pa ang masama. Juliet, parehong-pareho ang sinasabi nga ni Bruno, na tumbok mo. Sabi nga, kumbaga, minsan kasi, alam mo yun, sometimes nai-inconvenient ka na. For example, may financial na kailangan yung kaibigan mo, wala ka namang naka-reserve na pera. What happened now is umuutang ka sa credit card mo para lang matulungan yung kaibigan mo. I'm not saying it's bad, but sometimes you just need to put a demarcation o maglagay ka ng parang limit where you could help para naman. Kasi pag tumulong ka kasi, one thing is, okay, ito yung explain ko sa inyo. Ito yung sabi ng a friend of mine, is a very good pastor in Seattle, Washington. What he said, what is the essence of giving? Ito yung to this day, this digestion ng konti. Yung pagbibigay daw or giving, for example, may bagay ka, may mga sapatos ka, bags, damit. When you give and you're just giving simply because ang dami mo ng damit, that's not giving. That's getting rid of things that you have so much. Meaning, kunyari, isang closet na ang mga damit mo and you're trying to, especially Filipinos abroad, we do what we call spring cleaning. So kiniklear mo yung closet mo, pinamimigay mo. That's not giving. That's getting rid of stuff or old stuff that you don't have any use anymore, you don't have any purpose anymore, o hindi mo na gustong gamitin. The true essence of giving daw is you're giving up something that you really, really, really like. You're giving something na paboritong-paborito mo. For example, meron kang shoes, regardless of the brand, na ito kumbaga ang sapatos na gustong-gusto mong sinusuot. However, a friend of yours would alam mo na kailangan ng kaibigan mo ng sapatos dahil gusto mong ibigay sa kaibigan mo, you're giving up something na mahal o maaligayo o paborito mo and you sacrifice to give it to that other person. That's the essence of giving, is not getting rid of things that you have so much, but you are giving something that is so dear and so precious and valuable to you. That's the essence of giving. And that, what I could share, of course, kanya-kanya tayong paniniwala when it comes to giving. Okay, si Feli Alfian is watching from Seattle. Hi, Feli. Hi, Kuya Jush. Miss watching the show and happy to see you back in the US. Yes, salamat. O si CM Magwar. Hell, CM. Sabi niya, wag mo silang pansinin, Kuya. Oo, mahirap kasi ang dami nilang sinasabi. Pero tandaan mo, malinis ang intention mo at yun ang mahalaga. That is so right, CM. It is important na in your heart, sabi ko nga, in your soul, alam mo bakit ka tumulong o bakit ka tumutulong. Forget all those nuances, forget all those words being said about you. Hindi naman importante kasi at the end of the day, hindi naman siya ang magja-judge ng puso mo eh. It's the creator or the being, the supreme being who you adore. And kanya-kanya tayong paniniwala, pero what is most important, what's most pleasing to the eyes is really yung the creator himself or kung sino man yung sinasamba mo. Kasi yung mga tao talaga, wala naman talagang if you always believe on what people would say about you, baka mapariwara ka lang. Kasi we don't know their intention. Lahat naman merong everyone, sabi nga, they have opinion of things around you, what's happening to you. Is that really important? What is most important really is why you do things for others. It's not what they would say, why you do things. What is important is alam mo kung bakit mo ginagawa ito. Hindi importante na kung ano yung sinasabi nila for the reason why you're doing it. Kung sasabihin nila, tumutulong lang yan para pasikat. Or, tumutulong lang yan dahil nagbabait-baitan. Or tumutulong yan kasi meron siyang gusto ipakita sa tao, o tumutulong lang yan para maging mabango yung pangalan niya, piling ng tao. That is really not important. But of course, tayo lahat nakakarinig ng different opinions, different judgment from people. Ang ano ko sa iyo, Bruno, huwag kang magpadala doon sa judgment na yan. Because at the end of the day, hindi naman importante kung ano sasabihin nila. What is most important, and this is what I could share with you, that I practice, what is important is, hindi importante kung nasaan, kung anong ginagawa mo. Ang importante, what is most important, is you know why you're doing it. Hindi na importante kung ano yung sasabihin ng ibang tao about what you did or what you will be doing in helping others. Okay? Sabi pa ni Adele Ordinario, ito yung question ko nag-iisa sa mga tanong. Sabi ni Adele, thanks Adele, hindi ka nag-iisa diyan, Bruno. Just ignore those people. Correct! That happened to me. Quiet lang ako and the people around us knew who's who and kung may mali. You and the Lord knew that you did a good deed. Ika nga, yung maingay, yun yung may diferensya. Let it be. Basta ikaw nakakatulong. Wow, that is so good. Totoo yan, yung maingay. Sabi nga, ano ba yung maingay? Yung latang walang laman ang mas maingay. And a lot of times, nag-iingay o dala na rin siguro ng inggit kasi nakakatulong ka, sila hindi. And they are questioning that. So, tama Adele, I agree with Adele. At doon sa question ko kung nag-iisa, yung question ni Bruno na tinanong sa akin, kung nag-iisa raw ba siya sa mga tanong na yon. Eto na, sinagot na ni Adele, hindi ka nag-iisa. Nangyari rin sa kanya at sabi nga, basta quiet ka lang, continue doing what you're doing in helping others. Okay? Lawrence Calderon, Lawrence, I missed you, hindi tayo nagkita. Lawrence Calderon is watching. Hello, Lawrence, is one of the best singers of this generation. He's a very good Filipino singer at ang ganda ng boses. So if you could, he was a guest of the Alam Mo Ba, my other show. And try to catch him yung kanyang guesting. And definitely, he's a talent to reckon with. Okay. Sabi ni, okay. Yun. So going back do sa mga question niya, mali ba na sabi nga niya, lintik lang ang walang ganti. Huwag na. Hindi na importante yun. Huwag ka nang gumanti. Pag gumanti ka lang, parang lalong pinapatunayan mo na isa kang masamang tao. Sabi mo, yung isang question mo, let's go back to that. Okay. Ang sabi mo dito sa mga question mo, pwede bang tumulong ka dahil obligasyon nito bilang tao? True. It depends on how you look at it. Ako kasi ang paniniwala ko dyan, help when you can. Not because you want to be idolized, you want to be patronized. Help because you feel that is the right thing to do. Okay? Tapos ito pa yung mga tanong niya. Totoo yan, ano? Di ba? Sabi nga niya, bakit ganon? Pag hindi ka tumulong, ang sama mong tao. Pero pag tumulong ka, masama ang intention mo. Alam mo, that is so true because especially when people would help because of calamities. Ito yung mga parang reaction or yung mga sinasabi when there's calamity, mga Odoy, Hayan, Odette na pinapadala natin. Ang laging kino-comments sa akin ng mga agency na nakaka-receive ng mga ito, please daw, when you give, wag naman yung mga damit na may mga mantsa na hindi na masuot, mga parang sobrang parang yung mga gowns na hindi naman talaga nasusuot. Kaya nga lagi sinasabi ng mga agencies who would request for help, especially in times of calamities, especially when you do send stuff to the Philippines, wag naman yung mga bagay na alam nyo namang hindi na nila masusuot. Wag na kayo magpadala ng lumang mga intimate clothing nyo na mga sira-sira na you just want to get rid of. Pero balang masabi na tumulong ka, papadala mo yung mga sapatos na wala ng swelas. Kumbaga, hindi na pwedeng tanggapin for the Filipinos abroad, hindi na tinatanggap either ng Salvation Army or ng Goodwill. Wag naman. Kasi I think it was featured in one of the channel or the network. Yung mga, I was laughing because it was a very good narrative, and yung optic niya, yung pinadala nilang photos. Imagine mo naman, nasalanta na nga yung mga kababayan natin. Tapos ang pinapadala pa yung mga prom dresses. So dahil what kailangan nilang may suot, so pinagtiyagaan nila yon. So they're wearing mga gowns na hindi po ito eh. That's why a lot of the agencies are asking for money donation. They're asking for blankets, they're asking for pillows, they're asking for canned goods. At naman yung sa mga canned goods, if you are gonna help, kasi as we all know, Philippines is like a disaster-prone country because yung kanyang location. Huwag naman pong magpadala na expiring na o malapit na ma-expired because nasasayang lang po ito because it goes sa pag-ship pa lang, it takes time. Then pag i-distribute pa yan. So be conscientious. Do the essence of giving. Don't give simply because gusto mo lang, tumulong naman ako. Make sure na itutulong mo, it makes sense that yung itutulong mo, hindi po yung mga canned goods na marapit na ma-expired o merong lifespan na lang na 3 months. Parang you just want to get rid of it to clean your cupboard o yung mga covers natin, mga cabinet, mga food stocks, food supplies. Wag naman. Kasi at the end of the day, yan pa rin po ang kailangan ng mga tao, especially people in need. Hey, ito pa. Sabi niya, nakakapagod din na palang makarinig ng mga hakakaunggot. Alam mo, Bruno, it's so true. Sometimes it gets tiring. It gets to you. Talagang tao lang, sabi nga, tao lang. Bisa talaga nakakasakit when you hear things being said about your intention why you help. Now, like what Adele Ordinario mentioned earlier, that's between you and your God. Kung ang tamang pure ang intention mo, nobody can question what you did. Nobody should question the reason of you helping. What is important is between you and your God. Alam mo kung bakit mo ginagawa ito. Okay? Tapos, doon sa question mo, kung itong mga tanong mo, sa'yo lang ba, ikaw lang ba? I don't think so. It's okay na nagtatanong. It's okay na magtanong. At alam ko, sabi mo nga, siguro okay na magwalang bahala. Alam mo nga, based on your letter, I think, Bruno, you would not be able to go through life being happy. You cannot go through life living kung magwawalang bahala ka. Like what you said, matulungin ka. You might be not the nicest person around, but when it comes to helping, I think you have the right heart based on what you're telling us in your letter. So continue mo lang yun. I don't think naman you could live through life not helping simply because it's in your very core. Nasa core mo na, sabi mo nga, matulungin kang tao, you're a helpful person. So I think, kahit na sabi mo nga, sumasama ang loob mo, ang damdamin mo, sumisikip dibdib mo, huwag mo na lang kasing pansinin. Sabi nga, sabi mo, dapat siguro magtengang kawali na lang. Ikaw, magtengang kawali ka doon sa mga pumipintas, doon sa mga bumabatikos, kung bakit ka tumutulong. Pero huwag kang magtengang kawali, especially if you are able to help. Huwag kang don't ignore the cry of the people kung kailangan at kung nararapat, especially when you have the capability or ability to help. I think it's the Christian way, it's a Catholic way, it's our obligation as human beings is to help when you can. Ano pa ba? Tabi mo nga, panayang dasal mo kay Lord na alisin ang feelings of resentment and vengeance. Tama yan. Sabi nga, prayers can move mountains. At tama lang yan. Siguro, ito yung lagi sinasabi sa mga friends ko, even to myself, alisin mo yung galit, alisin mo yung feeling of disapproval, feeling of fear, feeling of anger, feeling of envy, jealousy sa puso mo. Kasi ito yung tanda-tanda ko, and I share this with you. Importante, especially to our viewers and listeners, linisin mo yung puso mo. Sabi nila kasi yung Holy Spirit, hindi makahinga. They cannot breathe kapag the heart is full of resentment and anger, yung mga negativity, simply because hindi siya makahinga. And try it. Kunyari may dinadala ka ngayon, and I do try that kasi minsan may mga kaibigan tayo pasaway, di ba? May mga family members din tayo pasaway at talagang kung mag-torture sa atin, sa ating emotion ay wagas, sabi nga nila. But what you do, you pray about it. You try to look at it positively. And once you have that, not only you have a healthy heart, you have a peace of mind because alam mo sa utak mo, sa puso mo, sa kaluluwa mo na mabuti kang tao. And that is the most important thing is you know that you are a good person. Okay. Wag ka na, sabi mo, you feel getting even to those who hurt you. Okay, what would that do? Pag sinaktan mo sila, mag-even ka. So mapapasama ka lang at mako-convolute lang ang iyong intention on the first place. So bayaan mo lang. I know it's very tough to ignore people, especially when they have narrative, they have comments, especially pag nakatalikod ka. Yun ang masakit eh. Yung parang sabi nga, when you have friends or people around you who would stab you at the back, pabayaan mo lang. Pray mo na lang. Pray mo na lang kay Lord. Sumbong ka na lang kay Lord. Yun ang gawin mo. Sabi mo nga, maganda rin na hindi ka palasumbat kasi hindi naman importante kung ano yung natulong mo sa tao. What is most important for me, na tumulong ka. That you make a difference, that your simple act of kindness made a difference in one's life. Okay? Importante na sa maliit na paraan, in your small way, you are able to make a difference. Malay mo yung ginawa mo, yun ang answered prayer nila. Malay mo yung ginawa mong tulong doon sa tao na yun, whether sa kapamilya mo, or kapamilya, kapuso, kaibigan, kaberks, kabarkada, yun pala yung kanilang prayers na pinagdarasal. And you became the catalyst, you became the instrument of the good Lord to answer the prayer. So yun ang importante. So sabi mo nga, basta ang ano ko sa iyo, go back to your intention. Bakit ka tumulong? Ignore everyone else. What is important is what's really the intention, the clear intention, and why you do things the way you do. Okay. Si Bong Santella is watching from New York. Hi, Bong. Si Gingerberry Purple. Hi, Jing. We missed you. Come visit us again. She's watching from, I think, Nevada. Reno or Lake Tahoe. Not sure. Medyo medyo jet lag pa ang lolo nyo. So, yun. Tapos sabi niya, hello, Tito Josh. Hi, Jing. So, come visit us again. We missed you. I know Lynette is, who happens to be in New York, definitely nami-miss ka namin. We talk about you in a good way, constantly, and we can't, oh, you're in Cali now. Hey! Call. Basta, tawagan mo ako offline, okay? Tapos, yun, doon kay Bruno, maraming salamat. May mga comment pa ba kayo? Feli, comment. Yung comment sa pagtulong, itong inaano ni Bruno, na, alam mo Bruno, hinahangaan kita kasi in spite of that, tumutulong ka. In spite of that, you're doing what is written, what is, sabi nga nila, what is required. And always remember, ito yun, isa pa sa mga passage na lagi kong tinatanim, much is given, much is required. Meaning, kapag marami kang blessing, share mo. Sabi nila, pag nag-share ka daw ng mga blessings mo, mas nabe-bless ka. So, stop being greedy, stop being selfish. Importante na tumulong. At prayer, ang tulong naman hindi naman kailangan laging material eh. Sometimes it is important also prayers. Prayer, yung tulong in the form of prayers, in the form of just listening to people. Lalo na kapag we have friends or family members or people around you, even strangers who would be there to ask to be heard. They just want to talk, to vent out, and that is helping. Helping to me, for me, it's not really lagi na lang material, hindi laging financial, but just being there, just knowing that you could talk, that you're there for them. Diba? Kumbaga, they know, your friend would know that when the time that they need someone to listen to their story, to their narrative, you have that listening ear. You have that, sabi nga, may tenga o may shoulder to lean on, to cry with. Hindi naman, sa akin for me, that's already helping. Kasi minsan talaga pag nakikinig tayo sa mga problema ng ibang tao o nakikinig tayo sa mga hinanaing or mga damdamin, sama ng loob, heartaches ng mga tao, pains that they're going through, or insecurities that they're going through. Just by listening, you're already helping. You don't know the power of listening kapag nakikinig ka at if they're asking for your advice or your opinion, the way Bruno is doing right now. He wrote a letter, an email, asking what he should do. He's asking us, listeners, viewers, and myself, kung ano yung dapat, kung tama ba na nagko-question about helping, about giving. So, that alone, itong ginagawa natin is already way of helping because your opinion would make some dent at mabibigyan niya natin siya ng something to ponder on, something to think about. Sabi nga nila, it is important. Oh, by the way, disclaimer lang our opinion, my advice, your advice is definitely not a reflection on the owner of this PHLV radio or its management. Okay? Para klaro lang. At the end of the day, si Bruno pa rin ang mag-judge at gagawa simply because it's his life to live. We cannot dictate how he should proceed with the things that he intends to do as far as giving is concerned. Yung binibigay natin is our own opinion based on our experiences. Okay? Let's see pa. Ano pa yung mga kuro-kuro na pwedeng nating i-share kay Bruno. Okay, hold on. Dapat natin. Okay, so yung mga viewers natin, feel free to react. Si Adele, maraming salamat for your opinion. Okay. And then share nyo po, importante na sinishare natin itong show at maraming salamat for those people who shared yung show kahapon. It's a replay. Oh, by the way, people are asking, bakit replay yung show mo? They've been texting. Replay po because when the show was on, I'm nasa mid-flight po ako going back to Los Angeles. So we have decided that to replay yung Fourth Impact guesting. And I was pleasantly surprised na ang dami pong nag-share, although it's a replay. Kasi there's for all the guestings or yung mga guests na gine-guest ko po, na i-invite ko, there's a lot of inspiration, motivation. And if you go back to some shows that we have done, lagi pong inspiring. And that's really the intention of the show that I would be in, is really to be proud of our roots, to be proud of being Filipinos, because I really, really believe in my heart that we are a world-class culture na dapat talaga hindi sinisikreto, that we shared it with the world. si Gina Marcos is watching. Hi, Gina. And then, ano pa ba? Ito. Si Anthony, Teams Toons, Apasible. Hi, Toons. How are you? Sabi niya, watching while driving. Uy, ingat ha. Baka mamaya, alam mo naman, driving in the Philippines is really a challenge in itself. It's very, very challenging. So kudos to those drivers in the Philippines. It is, sabi nga nila, if you survive Philippines driving, you survive anywhere driving in the world. Sabi niya, okay. Sabi ni Adele, Josh, meron pa akong comment. Okay. Sabi niya, I'm the same way, sabi ni Adele. Matulungin. People pleaser. Ay, sinabi mo yan. Sobra. I'm beginning to put a barrier sa taong paulit-ulit na nagte-take advantage sa akin. Lumayo na lang ako or treat them civil pag nagkita kayo. Magandang advice din yan. Alam mo, sabi nga ni Adele, marami sa atin talaga by nature, we're very helpful. By nature, matulungin talaga. Pero, at saka, yan parang culture yan culturally. Kasi ang mga Filipinos talagang we like to please. We like, sabi nga, hindi confrontational ang kultura ng Pinoy. We try to be very polite, sometimes to a fault. So it is important also na you put sabi nga ni Adele, I'll use echo lang ng konti, barrier sa mga taong paulit-ulit. Kasi yan, importante. Thank you for bringing that out, Adele. It is important also to know who you're helping. Because a lot of times, the same person would ask for your help. For example, would be asking to help in some things, whether financial, but paulit-ulit, or will be asking for advice, and it's the same problem over and over and over. Minsan, you should know when to say no. Learn the act or the art of saying no. Because sometimes it is important also to be practicing tough love. Kasi sometimes you're not helping na, especially kung kinokondone mo yung problema. At minsan din, make sure when you listen to other people's problem, di mo rin dinadala yun sa'yo. Kasi minsan, may mga sabi nga nila, may mga energy suckers. Parang ang high-high ng emotions mo ngayon, ang saya-saya mo, then you have a friend or somebody in your life will be telling all these negative things happening to them. Na-absorb mo yun. And minsan, it's not healthy also. Make sure na your mental health is really stable, that you are able to absorb the positivity, not the negativity. Kasi pangit naman na you're so high, euphoric ka, masaya-masaya ka, but after listening to your friend's problem, nadadala mo, then nasasak nila yung energy mo, yung positive energy mo, masama rin yun. So just make sure that your mental health is really strong, that you have a good firm on your faith, at you are prayerful. Sabi nga, prayers can be done. Hindi kailangan yung sinasabi ng bibig. Hindi laging it's not what your mouth is saying, but what's the essence of prayer is what your heart is telling, what your heart is praying for. Yun. Hindi kailangan na lagi na lang yung mga sinasambit ng ating mga labi, ng ating mga bibig. Sometimes, naririnig din yung mga bulong na ating puso. It's the silent cries of our hearts. Sabi nga, and then it's okay also, one person asked me kung okay lang ba na umiyak. Like what I said in the past, tears, according to Maya Angelou, and I'll echo that and borrow that, is simply the perspiration of the soul. So sabi nga, pag yung kaluluwa mo raw ay pinapawisan, yun ang nagiging luha. So that is very poetic, kumbaga. Teka, si Adele, sabi niya, yun. Ayan, Adele, nabasa ko na. So, for you, Bruno, ito yung unang-una, thank you for sharing that. Even I napaisip din sa mga tanong mo. Even it was a good mental exercise for me because I am not isolated in some of the questions you asked, because sometimes you question as well why people would say things about you, especially hindi totoo. Why people, it is so easy to create a narrative, a story, uh, about someone na hindi naman talaga nila alam yung puno at dulo kung why things happen the way it did and why you act on some things, whether it's helping, whether it's happening to one's lives. So what is important is the core talaga, yung core talaga ng pagkatao mo. What is important is the intention. And again, Bruno, like what I said earlier, sabi mo nga, bakit ganun? Damn if you do and damn if you don't. Huwag mo nang pansinin, pabayaan mo sila, patayin mo sila sa haka-haka. Sabi ko nga lagi, and I always tell my good friends around me, patayin mo sa kutob. Because yung mga taong maraming sinasabi about you, it is so nice na pabayaan mo lang silang to mag-guess, to surmise, constantly questioning. Ako nga, I'm really bad pa nga minsan kasi I kind of feed on that. Gusto mo palang pag-usapan, ha? Pues, then I will kind of, I'm not advising you to do what I've been doing. Sometimes, pag alam kong yun ang sinasabi nila, parang I play with them as well. It's a mental exercise for me. So, ngayon, in the annals of things, sinong talo? Di sila. If they say things, parang, kumbaga, binibigyan ko sila ng mga tidbits of hints. Pero yun talaga, it's a mental exercise for me. And I know a lot of you are doing the same thing. And most of you, I know you, and I know you do the same thing. Mas masaya na parang nagde-detective work sila about you and you're giving tidbits of information, thinking what they're thinking is true, but what they don't know is you're playing them. You're doing the mind game. Mas nakakatuwa yun. So again, Bruno, maraming salamat for the trust at maraming salamat din sa mga nagbigay ng komento ngayon. Si Adele is very active. Na-miss ko si Feli. Wala pa siyang nabigay ng comment. But Feli, thank you for your support. Sila Gina, si Gingerberry, si CM. Sabi ni Adele, yung iba sinisiraan ka para kung may utang sa'yo, hindi na mag-pay back sa'yo. Strategy na may kawalang hiyaan. Sorry kasi, yeah, true yan. Kasi iba talaga, di ba? I don't know, maybe, hindi ko alam kung culturally, pero minsan talaga, minsan kasi, people would say things about you. Ako kasi kind of confrontational pag may narinig ako. Either I do the mind game, or I will ask that person, hey, I heard you're saying that. What was the purpose of that? Why you're saying the things you're saying about me? But ako po yun. Siguro it's just the personality that I have. I'm not saying that you should do that. Kasi if you do confront people, make sure na very, very healthy yung mental health mo. Kasi baka mamaya ma-reverse, ikaw yung magdusa, ikaw yung mag-suffer. Kasi kailangan talaga, you have one, clear conscience. Two, you have a strong mental health. Three, it is very, very important that you pray for discernment. Now, segue lang ng content. There's this organization that I joined while in Manila. It's the Rotary Club of Malingap. Malingap means maalaga. Malingap, it's a Tagalog word that's a caring. It's a Rotary Club. Basta, and they have this, I'll try to get it from the chapter head, happens to be a good friend of mine. and his name is Emmanuel Santos, or Ojet, for those people who would be asking me later, sino si Emmanuel? He's the chapter head of the Rotary Club of Maliga. And they had recently a mental health webinar. It is so inspiring. It is such an eye-opener for me. Kasi minsan talaga, akala natin alam na lahat natin ang mga bagay-bagay. And I would ask for Ojet and the president, I believe si Jackie, to send me the link if it's able to share it, because I would definitely recommend for people, it's in Taglish, so, or Tagalog English, so you would understand the symptoms of mental illness, symptoms of how to have, when do you know that you're suffering, meron na kayong mental illness, the differences between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. So there's a lot to be learned. So kudos to the Rotary Club of Maliga, able and pleasantly headed by the chapter head Emmanuel Santos, or Ojet, as well as Jackie, who happens to be the president. So yun, congrats to you guys, and more power to the chapter. Yeah, so you may just segue lang. Okay, so to close, again, maraming salamat. Unending and ceasing gratitude on my behalf and on PHLV Radio. Glad to be back in my home base. It's been a while, and I'll share with you maybe in some other shows the reason of why I was extended in my supposedly short trip to Asia, but it's a very important trip that I have to take. So ayun. So maraming salamat, and looking forward to another show. Those people naman po who would be watching this replay, happy viewing. And sana you could still add your comments, because we do read it, and I know our letter sender, they do read it. And Bruno, I wish you luck. I will pray for you. And it's important that you share that to us, because I know a lot of people are going through those questioning as well. So you're not alone. I'm with you on this one too as well. And I know there's other listeners and viewers who are questioning the same questions that you had asked in your letter. So maraming salamat. Also, maraming salamat po for your support, not only to my shows, but also to all the shows of PHLV Radio. It is important po to be informed on other things happening, not only in your lives, but also happening surrounding us and in the world. And yun po ang makukuha nyo if you subscribe to the YouTube channel of PHLV Radio. Because I'm so proud to be part of this organization, because I viewed some of the shows. Kompleto na po, kumbaga sa pagkain, kompleto Ricardo. And that's one thing that I could say about Johan and the team. It is humbling, and it is such a blessing to be part of this wonderful organization. So before I close my show, and end the show for that matter, umabol pa. Si Erlinda, hi, Gulayan Cercado. Erlinda, or si Erly, is the manager. She's a nurse. She's the manager of the world-famous, world-class, let's say, Cercado sister or sisters, who is really Gulayan sisters, who is now the fourth power, and now they are the fourth impact na one of these days, for sure, God willing, mababalik natin sila dito sa US, and they could have series of shows. So yun pinagdadasal natin. So kudos to you, and more power to Fourth Impact. Again, sila po yung ginawa naming replay show, at it was a pleasant surprise na overwhelming pa rin po yung nanood ng replay. So hello to everybody, the Gulayan, the Cercado, the Fourth Impact, who I love dearly. And more blessings to you guys, because I know through your music, you're blessing other people too. Globally, especially the dreamers. Dreams do come true, and I really sincerely believe that. So yun na. I'll keep it short. Maraming salamat. Like before I close any shows of mine, I always say be kind. It is not easy, but please do always try to be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do, it's pretty guaranteed that you will get it back, or it will come back to you in so many ways, in so many things happening in our lives. So yun po ang aking advice, Kuya Josh. Advice to you is be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And please be good. And with this pandemic, it's an eye-opener for everybody, to all of us. And nice to be back in the home base. Good evening to everybody in the Pacific and the other parts of the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. People watching from the Philippines, magandang tanghali on a Sunday afternoon. And looking forward, and God bless us all, and have a wonderful, wonderful week next week. Looking forward to seeing you next Friday for Alam Mo Ba with Josh Andowit. And again, on our show every Sunday in the Philippines at 1 p.m. and the rest of the world, depending on your time zone. So with that, maraming salamat po. Nice viewing. Happy viewing for those who's gonna watch the replay. And please do share. I enjoy knowing that you guys are sharing this show or this segment. It is humbling talaga to know that not only view it but you also share it. And I'm glad that the viewership is increasing and you are participating. I enjoy reading all your comments or your suggestions and even your constructive criticisms. Those are all welcome po. I will not take it personally. You could PM me, you could email me with all your suggestions, and I am just glad to be able to be part of your listening, viewing pleasure on a Saturday night in the US and a Sunday afternoon in the Philippines. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat, and God bless us all. Goodbye. See you next week.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV.